Oh, hey there, it's Laurie Lynnsee, and this is today's Love and Light message from Spirit. Today's Tuesday, April 14th, for those who really need to know the date. I'm going to do a tarot reading today from the Light Seers Tarot, which is my absolute favorite tarot deck. In fact, my class that I offer is based on the Light Seekers Tarot. And I'm creating an on-demand version of it that will be ready soon. So I'm still up in the Northland taking care of my grandson. He's taking a nap right now. I'm actually in their bedroom. As you can see, you got Spidey over here. And then this is kind of our solar system. All sorts of fun things on the walls here. My granddaughter yesterday was talking about being an astronaut and wanting to go into space. And I thought, being the granddaughter of Laurie Lynnsee, that's an interesting comment. And those that follow me already know that I have a longing for outer space. As a kid, I wanted to attend space camp, but it was outside of my parents' it was outside of their financial thing, purview. So I didn't get to go. But I thought I would be a teacher on the moon by the time I was an adult. These cards there's a lot more cards in this deck. And I'm having a hard time. And Spirit is just saying to do the over shuffle rather than that. So there is so much going on in the news right now about people in our government and people in entertainment and billionaires that are all part of this essay that's coming to light. And right now it's interesting that we have, there's more than two, but two are in the limelight. And the difference between how the party and the individuals are handling it. One of them is Swalwell out of California, and he's running for governor, and currently he's a representative. He's dropped out of the race, and he is going to leave Congress. Because Democrats, we hold the line. We toe the line once things become public. Now, behind the scenes, do they toe the line? I'm not so sure, but he's been forced out. But then we've got somebody on the other side of the aisle, pardon me, on the other side of the aisle, who had an affair, and the woman unalived herself. And there seems to be a lot of, wringing of the hands. I did hear that he was going to resign. He was supposed to resign yesterday. I have not seen anything saying that he actually did resign. But isn't this interesting? So my question today is on all of that. Is this part of the stuff that's going to bring down the tower in our country? Or what information can we gather from this? Both cards that have fallen out are cups, the 5 of cups and the 7 of cups. And they both, we'll read about them in a minute. Is this all you want to tell us? Cups have to do with water. I'm getting the too many of those are up. So see if any more come out. 10 of Wands. Wands has to do with fire. Let's see. The first one that popped out was the 5 of Cups. Opened right up to the Cups pages. 5 of Cups. Grieving delusion. Disappointment, betrayal, bitterness, wallowing, self-pity can satisfy a broken heart. Well, there's definitely some grieving going on. Some people are, what their behavior has, come to light. They lived in a delusion before that, and society is disappointed. And it's not just politicians. There's major CEOs of companies. There's that family that was on TV with almost 20 kids. The illusion is lifting and you maybe suddenly find yourself in the middle of a reality that is painfully disappointing. I think my little guy is waking up. The next one is the Seven of Cups, and look at, there's a snake at the bottom. That's never a good sign. And the water's flowing out. So let's see what the Seven of Cups says. Fantasies, choices, wishful thinking, an allure of temptation on the path, needing to move forward without knowing the full picture. That's a message for us, that we need to move forward without knowing the whole picture. When you daydream your way into the future, the options that you have in front of you can feel both under and overwhelming. The path from A to Z is often nebulous, and life can present itself like a game of chutes and ladders. That's an interesting analogy. The last one was the Ten of Wands, and wands have to do with fire. You can think of Harry Potter when you think of wands, the fire. Let's see, I don't use this book very often, so I'm not sure. Sometimes the order is not the same. Ten of Wands, taking on too much. An opportunity to free yourself from heavy burden, obligation, and finding yourself close to a successful outcome. The need to prioritize, a message to keep going. So that's a message for us, that we need to keep going, that there is an opportunity for change. All those responsibilities, do you really need to carry all the wands, all by yourself, all at the same time? So look at kind of downtrodden, leaving wherever they were. Look at, there's some lights up on the path for other people to continue to follow. So leaving, dropping wands along the way, giving other people an opportunity to move forward. So I've had some interesting visions lately. I'm going to talk about it in another video. Well, I got a few minutes. Less than a week ago, I was woken up with a message or a vision from Spirit. It had to do with Evel Knievel. And for those of you who are my age, probably remember Evel Knievel. He was a motorcycle rider, but he was also a stunt performer, and he did things like he tried to jump over the Snake River in Idaho. He jumped over, I remember, semi-trucks. I think it was big in the 70s, so that my childhood was the 70s, and then I went to high school, school more in the 80s, graduated in the late 80s. But it was all a performance. It was all a performance, right? And that same morning I woke up, and I had been getting this download about Evel Knievel, and that morning I turned on my social media, and it was the day after the First Lady had made that speech that was supposedly nobody knew was coming. Yeah. And trying to get her name in the clear. And it was kind of like a performance, right? So I've been sitting on that, that it's all performance. We all live in the matrix, right? And then yesterday, randomly, watching television with my grandson, and all of a sudden there was an image of Evel Knievel on the screen. Had nothing to do with, it was like a background thing. I don't know if it was Evel Knievel, but it was somebody in a motorcycle, going up. I don't even remember what we were watching. I just happened to look up at that moment, and I don't know if it was on a music video that we were watching, like those Cuckoo Kangaroo, or those kid shows the kids watch that are preschool age. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I had two references to Evel Knievel. What do you think it means? Let's bring in the calmness and then release. I hope you are all having a blessed day. Love and light.